Hello, everybody, and welcome to this week's edition of Inside High School Sports. It is now the winter season. The fall season has come to an end, so now we're shifting our focus to some of the best teams from last year's winter season on talking to them about what their goals are for this year. I am joined by head coach Rob Freeze, Josh Harter, and Trevor Stroud of the Avon boys basketball team, a team that won a sectional championship last year and fell in the Far West Regional to Salamanca. Hoping again to get there, led by here Trevor and Josh here at the bottom of my screen. Coach Freeze, I want to start with you. You started your season against a tough Rochester Prep team. I think they were the 9 seed on their respective section last year, but still a Class A school. So you're going up against a lot more, in terms of talent, a talent pool, I should say, with a bigger school like that. So I kind of want to start there. What goes into your kind of decision to schedule those games in terms of having those, playing those bigger schools? Is it a test? Just go into why you do that with your squad, especially this year.
We've always tried to create the most competitive schedule we can. We did return some guys from last year's team, so we really thought it was important to, put some challenges on the schedule, even if you're going to lose some of them. We've played Rochester Prep pretty much every year in our RAC. This year we put U-Prep on our schedule and minus, knowing that, we probably might lose a couple. We bring back, we had Geneva last year. I mean, we've always had a really good schedule. I think, I don't worry about when you get to the end of the year where you're seated. I worry more about being tested. So I think it just helps you as a team to, to see some competition. So that's kind of how we see it.
Elevate your game. Specialties, custom apparel, and promotional products take the time to get to know you. They'll listen and guide you based upon your needs, budgets, due dates, and more. Their team of designers will create custom artwork just for you or your business for any occasion. See something that you like online or in catalog? Just show them and they'll bring your creation to life. In-house screen printing, embroidery, and they are a local business in Geneseo, New York that's been providing quality custom apparel and promotional products since 1990. Give Specialties a call or visit them online for all your promotional needs.
I'll start with Trevor here. I joined last year in the winter, so obviously you were one of the focal points of covering with the talent you have and your entire team had. So Trevor, looking at this season, what have you done coming off a promising soccer season in the fall, losing to Hornell in the sectional finals, but still a good season nonetheless, great game. Now your attention turns to the basketball court. What have you really put into in the off season to get ready for this season?
Well, me and Josh, we both went to a bunch of camps over the off season. We've had open gyms and stuff with Freeze. And then, we actually worked with Gannon Baker, NBA trainer, over the summer for a couple of days. And yeah.
How was that experience? Can you go into that a little bit? How did you?
It was crazy. It was really intense. It was for 4 hours a day. Yeah, just nonstop. It was a lot. It was crazy.
Yeah, and Josh, I'll start with that. I want to ask you about that experience too, and I'll touch on my other questions. So, what was it like, kind of training for the season with a person like of that stature?
Yeah, I mean, it was really cool. Definitely to work with him. Very intense. Just really cool. Very knowledgeable to get to work with him. So, just see what he does and how he works with other players. So it was really cool experience.
And then you return a couple of key players on this team, right, from last year, including both of you. You have Travis Holliday, Colin Dulgas, who had a really quality football season, and Ryan Hillman, kind of the scrappy, do-it-all forward for your team. So, Josh, as the facilitator of this unit, how do you go about getting everyone involved and, kind of passing the rock?
Yeah, I mean, I think we got some good players, and I think with us, we all know our roles, right? So coming up, getting Travis back is huge. He worked really hard in the offseason to get back. So I trust those guys to get those guys the ball. So I'm excited to continue to play with them.
Coach Freeze, what are your expectations for this year's group in terms of, going step by step and maybe making another run to that sectional title and a challenging Class B like you reiterated in your preview before the season?
Well, I think right now we're just trying to find out what we have. We've had, different parts during the off season, and, our football team was real successful, and So we just kind of have been leaking parts back here a little bit at a time, a couple guys with some injuries. So we're just starting to, I mean, it almost feels like we're just starting to get, going. So, I think you just keep trying to build all year and hope to play your best basketball at the end of the year. And that's kind of what we focus on. I was laughing when you were talking about Gannon Baker. I went and watched these guys. They didn't tell you, but my God, he chewed on them like crazy. It was really intense. I think, he challenged their character and their toughness. And I had a great time watching. I laughed the whole time, but I was waiting for one of them to punch him. The guy, he was super intense.
I bet. That's pretty crazy experience. Good for both of you to put the time in to do that. Trevor, how have you seen your leadership grow? Right, this is gonna be the last time you play basketball as an Avon River Hawk, and it's your last season. I know you probably want to do a lot of great things. So how do you lead this team to the promised land once again?
Well, pretty much lead by example. It starts in practice. We're trying to get very competitive practices going, trying to get everyone better, just pretty much just get our whole team on the same page, find that chemistry and then get us going.
And then Josh, you look back at your time with Avon and Coach Freeze, what does he mean to you from your perspective as a player that's worked with him for many years?
I really think he's a great leader. He leads by example, but he also, he does the right things. I think both of them are, probably two of the most talented guys, if not the most talented that we've ever come through Avon. But you really got to have a team. I think Trevor just said it right there. I think that's kind of what we're trying to develop, and it is competitive, and you try to, do everything you can to get better all year, and hopefully it goes your way, and sometimes it doesn't, and you just got to all be on the same page working for something. So if you win, you celebrate, and if you don't, at least you gave it everything you had. But they both are I'd take two of them every single season if I could get them.
Elevate your game. Special Tees custom apparel and promotional products take the time to get to know you. They'll listen and guide you based upon your needs, budgets, due dates, and more. Their team of designers will create custom artwork just for you or your business for any occasion. See something that you like online or in catalog? Just show them and they'll bring your creation to life. In-house screen printing, embroidery, and they are a local business in Geneseo, New York that's been providing quality custom apparel and promotional products since 1990. Give Special Tees a call or visit them online for all your promotional needs.
Right. Yeah, one of the most dominant backcourts, definitely in Section 5. Josh, how do you, go into your season, your mentality? What did you do besides, with the NBA trainer? What did you do in the offseason to kind of get ready? I mean, your pull-up jumper, both of you, I think what puts you above in my perspective is that you have the pull-up jumper. I think that's part of a lot of people's games that you don't have in high school, and you can just explode off the ground right off the stop there and just pull up and get your bucket. So what do you do going into each offseason to kind of prepare other than the NBA training?
I think these past few seasons, I've really, done a lot of work in the weight room, trying to get bigger and stronger, just trying to become more physical as, I continue to play. And basketball is a physical game, so I think that was one of the biggest focal points in my off season. And also just continue to work with the team in freeze and summer leagues and building that team chemistry this year. So I think that was what my offseason kind of looked like.
One more question for each of you. I'll start with Coach Freeze. I just want to talk about these two specifically here. How have you seen them grow? And maybe take us through kind of their development throughout their careers and where they're at now entering their final year.
I think most people probably see their offensive skills, but I think if you ask Coach Sass and myself, he would talk about how bad they were. Freshmen. It wasn't that they were bad. They just hadn't really grown that much yet. And now they're, two of the best, if not our two best defensive players. And so I think leadership-wise, and especially on the defensive side of the floor and how much they focus on it and how they really have bought into defense. And honestly, for us this year, we need them to rebound too. So that's where I see the most growth in them. I know how good they've always been offensively. Right. And you're right about, their pull-up jumpers, and they have spent time in the weight room. But really, for me, I would say it's probably on the defensive end.
And then, Trevor, final question for you. How has the town of Avon kind of rallied around you guys, and kind of how do you feel that support, your support system personally, the support system as a whole, as again you enter your final season?
Yeah, it's like the whole community comes together. Like everyone's at the games, even if they're like kids aren't there. Like they're all supporting us. It's like it's pretty crazy actually. It's like it's a great atmosphere, great environment.
And then do you have like a craziest atmosphere game in mind? Like can you look back on like a game that was like absolutely unbelievably just hectic?
I think the York game was pretty crazy.
Last year? Was that last year?
Yeah, last year at home, yeah.
Okay.
And away.
So York, again, they're a tough competitor that you're going to go against again this year, so I'm sure you guys will be competing once more. And then Josh, I want to ask you about you and Trevor as a tandem here to close this out. Was there ever a moment in your career as a high school basketball player where you kind of sat back and realized like what you and Trevor were building is special? And then kind of to conclude this, what is both of your goals, if you can speak for both of you, individually this season as to what you want to become?
Yeah, I mean, honestly, to play with Trevor every day, it's a blessing. I mean, we're cousins. We've played with each other ever since we're third grade. So, I mean, what we're doing here, it's pretty special and something I'll remember forever. And for, the season goals, I think every year we look to compete for a sectional championship. This year we have a really tough sectional bracket, so we got a lot of work to do, but I think that's the mindset every year at Avon basketball. So, yeah.
And the basketball genes definitely run the family then. That is a cool tidbit there to throw in at the end. Coach Freeze, Trevor, Josh, good luck this season. I wish you all the success and have a great winter season.
Thank you.
Elevate your game. Special Tees custom apparel and promotional products take the time to get to know you. They'll listen and guide you based upon your needs, budgets, due dates, and more. Their team of designers will create custom artwork just for you or your business for any occasion. See something that you like online or in catalog? Just show them and they'll bring your creation to life. In-house screen printing, embroidery, and they are a local business in Geneseo, New York that's been providing quality custom apparel and promotional products since 1990. Give Special Tees a call or visit them online for all your promotional needs.